Hey, you guys! Stephanie here with Walk It Free, founder of this mentorship program, actually, that will help you get some confidence in your life and get you the connection that you're longing and searching for. Okay, so let's talk about this 43 days left in this year. Okay, it also gets very, very close to my mother's death day coming up in December. And every single time that happens, like I get jolted back to this time that I went to Germany and paid attention, well, not paid attention, took care of my mother there. And it is the foundation of why I created this movement, right? This Walk It Free movement. And today I want to talk to you about it a little bit. I want to tell you 43 days in this year are left, okay? We jokingly say it all the time. We say, like, oh, um, how come we already have the weekend again? Or how come it's already Monday again? Or, like, the time just seems, the older we get, the time just seems to go by fast and fast and fast and faster. And when you have had, and many of you actually have, when you have had this experience that somebody you loved died, you realize how little this time is and how little you are actually able to do with this. When we were young, man, we couldn't, I remember I couldn't wait until I was 18. I was so excited. I wanted to be 18. And I'm from Germany, and in Germany you are fully legally, you can buy alcohol and do you have your driver's license, all the things when you're 18, right? So basically I was like, I was dying. I was like, I wanted to be 18 and the time couldn't go fast enough. Well, then out of the sudden I was an adult, and next thing you know, I'm like almost 47, and what happened, right? It just kind of feels like this whole life just went by. And when I had this experience with my mother, that's when I started realizing it was really, really important to put in the big rocks first, to put in the things that are really important to us first. Okay. And I see you hustling out there. I see you all trying to make an impact, having a business, trying to implement learning. There's so many people out there right now who are selling, 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 selling. Everyone is selling stuff, and they are trying to push you into this and into this, into this. And sometimes you get super, super confused because you have this drive inside of you. You want to create something, you want to make money, you know that you need money. Everything is so much more expensive these days. We all know it, right? That's just the economy right now. We all know everything is so much more expensive. We want all the things, and we find ourselves in this position where we want it, then we are kind of confused, then we are trying something and we fail, and now we are feeling even shittier about ourselves, right? And in the end, it's just this big cycle, circle, 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 circle. And this is where I find a lot of people hovering and buffering with Netflix, buffering with social media, of just scrolling TikToks. You guys seen me on Reels and TikToks a lot. However, this is the thing. I am a content creator. I am on there. I create what I need to be, and I'm off. And you know why I'm off is because I have big things to do. I have relationships to build with my children. I have things that I want to create in my life that I want to consciously be there for. Okay. There's a big difference between buffering and numbing the feeling of guilt and shame and not really being ready for it, and actually going in with a purpose. Okay, the purpose is what gives me life. Some of you have followed me for all this time, and you have looked at me and said, why is she showing up every single day? How is this happening? How is she able to do this? How is she working out? How is she making this happen? She had so much pain in her life. I did, you guys. I had so much pain in my life, from growing up in a foster family to coming to the States without knowing anybody, to an ugly divorce, really ugly divorce, abuse in my first marriage, almost being single mom because my husband was traveling so much, being without a family, being a stepmom. I'm telling you guys, this was not easy either. Not gonna lie. I love my bonus daughters very, very much. And if you guys are watching this, but it was not easy being a stepmom. It comes with its challenges in relationship and marriage and all the things. So all these things, my life wasn't always easy, okay? Yet there's a purpose behind it. And when my mom died, pivoting in 2 minutes, deciding I'm going to uproot my children, I'm going to homeschool, and I'm going to move out there so that I could be a light there for her and help her out through this. That wasn't easy. Obviously, I had to put a lot of emotions in place because now we also had to deal with COVID, right? I mean, I've lived in the States for most of my adult life, so now I had to realize, how do I make this happen in Germany? How do I do grocery pickup because I couldn't go to grocery shopping? There was a lot of pressure. But through this time, I still stayed consistent with my learning, with my showing up in my business without fail, kept going all the time. Why? Because I know what I'm doing this for. I'm doing this not just for me and my children. Obviously, I want to make some money. Of course, I want to make some money. I would be lying if I would say I want nothing from this. No, I do want to make an income. I want to pay college for my children. I want to have enough money eventually that I don't have to worry about my retirement. I mean, don't we all, right? We all need to have some kind of a source of an income. But that's not what's getting me up in the morning, okay? That I could have a job for. Why would I choose entrepreneurship? And I want you to hear this because most of you are entrepreneurs. I want you to hear this. It is important to think past yourself, okay? It is important to think past yourself. It's not about you. So many of you are struggling with fear of rejection, fear of talking to people, fear of getting out there, fear of creating something, fear of posting something, because you're afraid that they are going to judge you, that the people are going to compare themselves with you, and that they're going to say something nasty and something mean. I want you to think about this. It's not about you. When you look at the analytics of social media, people are listening to actually maybe 19 seconds, 20 seconds of your stuff, and they're on to something else. And if you are still with me here on this video, yay you, congratulations. You must really want to hear what I have to say, but you should, because it's important, okay? It is really important that you understand this. It is not about you. So when you show up, when you want to create your business, you need to think about, what is my goal here? What is it that I want to do? And what impact can I make? When I reach out to my people, I'm there to connect, okay? And one bridge thought is what I want to share with you guys. One time, somebody said to me, when you do your reach outs, you don't know who you're going to come in contact with that might help somebody else. And that is what really, really, really drove the point back for me, where I'm like, I am a people connector. I love talking to people. I love helping people out. And if I know that Rita, for example, does a lot of branding, and this person is doing this, and my friend Catherine, she helps people with grief, and my friend Amy helps people with remembering people who have died, and I start talking to people online. Why wouldn't I want to connect everybody? Why wouldn't I want to make that happen for people? Right? I would love to hear what you have going on in your life, so that I can see, is there someone else that you might need to be talking to? Maybe it's not me who I can help you. Maybe I can't help you, but maybe somebody else can talk to you and help you, or offer you some advice or something like that. When I changed my thought about, this is me wanting to do something, because that always felt yucky, when I changed that thought to, hey, who can I connect here? I want to get to know you. I want to figure out, who are you? What kind of person are you? I want to see, are you nice? Are you not nice? When I send you a message, are you going to be friendly to me, or are you going to be an asshole, right? And I'm sorry, I'm just going to use that message. If you are an asshole and you are somebody who doesn't like to get messages from people working online, just say no, thank you. okay? Don't put your negative vibe onto people who are trying to make an impact, or connect you with somebody, or who are maybe even hustling for their life. Because you know what, there are many of you out there too who are required, or not required, who are dependent on an income that you're creating online, right? That will feed your children. It's important that everyone needs to be kind, and everybody needs to know, and that network marketers or online people are coming from a respectful position of saying, hey, would you be open to taking a look at this? And then respect the no. Okay, if someone else says no, thank you, respect the no. Don't come back with like weird manipulative things. Respect the no and say, you know what, that's okay. Because the people will, when everyone feels respected, the people who are going to reach out, the people who are being reached out to, the people who are like, now it becomes a community. Now it becomes something where we are one, okay, where we can kind of come back together, okay? When we have the respect and the value of respect and reciprocal, when we have the respect for one another, you get to do and decide what you want to do. I get to decide what I need to do. You get to decide what you like to do. I get to decide what I like to do. Now we can like have a conversation, okay? That's really what I wanted to like talk to you guys about today. Think about it. You have 43 days left. If you are someone who's struggling with fear, if you're someone who's struggling with just being afraid, but you really kind of know you have more to give, do you have more to give? Don't waste your light. We all need your light. Everybody needs your light. We need your genius, okay? God puts people into places to be there to help him out, right? And if you're not faithful, ignore that part. It's fine, but I believe in God. I believe that every one of us has a gift, and that he uses us in certain ways, and that what feels really good to you, the words are coming, and you are going to be able to do that. If something feels yucky, there's probably something misaligned. If you are not into action all the time, maybe it's because you're making it about you versus others, okay? Maybe it feels yucky to you asking for money because you're not donating to someone. It doesn't feel yucky to me asking for money because you know what? 10% of everything that I earn is going to people who need money, okay? It doesn't become yucky anymore. The world needs money. Okay, the world needs money. There are people who are needing money. We've just packed boxes for Operation Christmas Child, right? And it cost, those 4 boxes that I've packed cost me $185. Okay? It's gonna make 4 children super, super, super happy because we packed a lot of stuff in there. So $185. Guys, if I wouldn't be making any money, I wouldn't be able to make that happen for a kid, okay? No, I am not going to be afraid for the people who are spending money on my mentorship, for example. I'm not going to be afraid to ask them for it because I know I will over deliver. I know I am there. This is a year commitment that I give to those people, and I will be there as consistent as I have been when I was in Germany taking care of my mother. I was showing up every single day. Feel free to scroll through my profile if you're wanting to take a look at it. Feel free to scroll through my profile. I've been there consistently every single time, throughout ups and downs and all this stuff, all the time. This is my strength. Why? Because I believe that you are worth it. I believe that the people that I want to come in contact with are worth it. Okay? So I hope that has helped somebody. I want you to really think about it. 43 days. I've traveled so much this past year. I started out in Charleston. Then I went to Yellowstone in May. Then we went to Ohio. Then we went all the way around Lake Michigan with my kids in July. Then I went to Colorado. I went to Cabo, Mexico just recently. And we're going to finish the year in December with Florida, which was supposed to be in October, but there was a hurricane and we didn't want to be rude and show up during that time. So we rescheduled it for December. Why am I traveling so much, right? This year was all about getting to know myself again, and to really making sure that I do what my big rock is, you know, feeling the sky, fueling my gypsy soul of walk it free, right? That was needed for me. That's what fueled me. That's what really got me to recover from that heartbreak and that grief that I had going on with my mom and my family in general. And it was needed. It was needed to happen, to make that happen. So that was me. I can look back on 2022 and said, you know, I really crushed it. Can you? And if you can't, if you have things that you want to accomplish in your life but you just haven't yet, if you have not, I really, really, really want you to consider hopping into my mentorship program for next year, and really letting me help you get those priorities right. Let me help you get over your limiting beliefs. Let me help you to figure it out for you, okay? Because life does not wait. Does not wait. It doesn't wait for anybody. Too many people that I loved have died, and too many times have I had to write my own eulogy, to not impact people. Okay, I had written my eulogy in forms of my mentorship trainings so many times now, and the biggest fear was that I didn't matter, that I wasn't mattering to anybody. And I am not going, if I'm gonna go down, when I go down with a fight. I am going to matter in people's lives. I want to make a difference. And you know what? What better way than sharing the pain that I had and the overcomer story, how I made it happen, how I recovered from this, and how I walked through these painful moments. Why wouldn't I share this with people? Why wouldn't I shout it off the rooftop? Why wouldn't I be out there helping people left and right every waking minute of my day so that they don't have to go through all this crap that I had to go through, right? I will have the payoff one day that somebody remembers me and says, that mentor of mine, she really changed something. Just like I have to give props to my mentor, Danelle Delgado. She has told me so many times, who loses if you're not winning? And that is the truth. If I am not winning, my kids are going to look at me one day and say, oh, I don't want them to have the pain. I don't want them to have the pain of looking at a mother who was unhappy. Absolutely not. I want them to look at the moments when we went into, where we set up the tent in like 30 minutes and got it all taken care of. Okay. And right before the thunderstorm, and then we ate donuts in the pouring rain thing. I want them to have those memories. I want them to have the fun memories. And yes, it's not always easy to make that happen. Okay. But you can make things happen. Even if you don't have a lot of money, even if you don't have a lot of time, you can make things happen. You can make those things happen. It just takes intention. It takes a decision to start. It takes a drive of some sort. Okay? All right. I hope this was valuable to you. I hope you are going to watch this video all the way. I hope you are going to reflect on it, and then I hope that you're going to decide for that mentorship program and next year, and really take my expertise and let me help you figure out what it is that you want to do. All right. Love you all. Bye.